With me is three-time All-Australian and 13 times Richmond's leading goal kicker, Matthew Richardson.
Hi Dennis, great to be here.
Today, the Giants versus the Tigers. Just 5 minutes to go. The cheer squad's hard work is paying off. The banner looks great and everything is spelt correctly. Mind you, I'm the last man to ask. Just 5 minutes to go. They run on in full confidence. They're looking sharp and the crowd are appreciating it.
Feel the ground is shaking. The other teams are quaking in their boots before the Giants. We take the longest strides and the highest leap. We're stronger than the rest.
Only 5 minutes remaining. We have the toss of the coin. The Giants winning the toss. We've got a clear favourite here, and you'd have to think it's the team in the 8. By contrast, waiting for the siren now, only 5 minutes remaining. Here we go, Richard, the opening quarter.
Love is playing every game as if it's your last.
Studley really gets onto this one, sends it on its way. Nice mark there. Goes by hand. Shot at goal by Jacques. Edwards had no chance at that one.
One behind.
Point the difference. You look for a quick option here. A pinpoint pass is the key. Great grab. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. Jacques grabs that one. Don't take too long lining up for goal. Invariably, the mind messes up more shots than the body. Going for goal number 1. Has it got the carry? Jacques gets the goal with an ambitious kick. Greater Western Sydney take the first goal. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Studley taps Francis onto the ball. Superb handball. Approaching the goals now. The Giants get the scoreboard ticking over with that goal. The Tigers already trailing by an uncomfortable margin.
The Giants are taking their time and looking for the safe marking option in the forward line. Most of their goal production is coming from set shots and it's paying off for them.
Ruckman awaiting the bounce. The bounce, laser straight. Studley got a fist on it. Johnston with the ball. Jams it on the boot. And the mark will be paid. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. 40 metres from home. Well, if you could hand-pick a position, this is it. Straight in front of the goals. Going for goal number 1. Has it got the carry? The Giants have scored the last 3 goals. The Tigers trailing already. They need to pick up the pace, and right now. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. Both rucks have a fair shot at this one. Punched by Studley. Dynamite with the ball. Takes possession. Penetrating hand pass. Approaching the goals now. Projectile dysfunction. Serious problem. Kicks. Takes that one strongly. Lining up the goal now. 25 metres out. Nice kick. A helpful start to the match for Greater Western Sydney. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, They wait for the bounce. Studley punches it, takes possession, kicks it. Andrew drops it. They can't seem to maintain possession. They simply handed it over.
Prestia doesn't have the strongest marking hands in the league, but he's certainly... sending it on its way.
Strong mark. 15 metres out. Studley lines it up. Studley shoots. Fantastic goal by Studley. The lead has been increased. The Giants have scored the last 5 goals. The Tigers will have to start putting in some effort if they want a chance in this game. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. Here's the bounce. Edwards with the punch. Gains possession. Dynamite kicking the ball free of the pack. Boots it. Great mark over the pack.
GWS are taking their time and kicking to smart options inside 50, and that's having a real bearing on this match. Passes by hand. The goal for GWS.
There's one for the time capsule. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Guided by Edwards, lucky bounce collected, probing kick inside the 50. Studley with the mark. Shoots off the handball, jams it on the boot. Andrew knocks it through for a point. Greater Western Sydney getting the fast start. He's looking for options now. A kick to himself and play on by Grants. He pumped that one. Almost a touch of synchronized swimming about that mark, minus the peg. 50 metres from home. Jones getting into position for the kick. Shot at goal by Jones. That ball's travelling. It's like giving a bazooka to Mr. Bean. And it's close to goal as the ball goes over the boundary line. Puts boot to ball. Nice work from Ching.
When the forwards are marking the ball so cleanly inside 50 like they are now, it must give GWS a lot of confidence, especially when the pressure is on. Lining it up with the goal now. Passes by hand.
The ball is slammed towards goal by Ching. That's 6 in a row for the Giants. The Giants in front. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. There's the bounce. Edwards nicely outclassing Marriage. Someone's on the ground. I think the doctor will be taking a close look at that one. Tapped by Edwards. McNasty controls it. McNasty feeds it wide. Great mark. Chips it down towards half forward. Francis marks.
GWS are doing a really good job at finding the free man inside 50. I suspect that's why they're leading the match.
Francis going for number 1. Francis manages to sneak it through. This kick stretches the lead. That's 7 in a row for the Giants. Greater Western Sydney beginning to apply their supremacy on the scoreboard with a lead of 50-0. Like a banana through a letterbox. What a wonderful goal. The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. Umpire bounces the ball. Edwards directs it down. Johnston with the football. That's a massive kick. Out of bounds near the 50.
Out of
A low stabbing kick. Nice mark there. Out of bounds in the pocket. Counting down, we've hit the 60-second mark. Thrown in majestically. Guided by Edwards, scoops up the bouncing ball. And now we'll have a ball up. Guided down nicely by Edwards. Don't know how he managed to get that out of the pack. Richmond get a goal. The Tigers on the scoreboard now.
Riewoldt must have amazing intuition because he can react so fast to situations, it's as though he's had premonitions.
The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce. Definitely palm to advantage. Chips it down towards half-forward. A nice uncontested mark for Andrew. Slams it on the boot. Marks. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. Sends the Sharon on its way. A good mark under the circumstances. It's been intercepted by the opposition. Edwards puts it on the boot. Great grab. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. The ball being picked up before it makes its target. The bouncing ball is controlled. Sends the Sharon on its way. Jacques chips it to the pocket. He'll be looking to spot the player on the burst. Nearing quarter time. Grimes feeds it wide. Ching wins the marking contest.
Not a chance, Dennis.
A long way out. Going for goal number 2. Hasn't got the carry. Ching scoring from a long bomb. The Giants with the advantage as they lead Richmond 57-6. And that's the end of the first term. The Giants, 57, took the Tigers 6.
Well, they're still in it, but they need something to ignite them in this last quarter. They can't expect their opposition to hand it to them.
That was a high-scoring quarter. Let's take a look at the stats, Richo.
The possession stats paint a clear picture.
Let's get back to the action.
If you can believe it, the mind can achieve it.
Studley gets the tap. Gets boot to high. Over the top of the pack. Opportunity now for Jacques. Going for goal number 2. Just fell through. The lead has been increased. That's 2 in a row for the Giants. The Giants lead Richmond. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Guided down nicely by Studley. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic. Nice mark under pressure. .35 metres out. Going for goal number 3. That ball's travelling. Oh. That's 3 in a row for the Giants. Greater Western Sydney leads by 63. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Marriage, I've seen better swings on a condemned playground. Chips it down towards half forward. McNasty got under it.
It's played on. Sending it on its way. Walker takes the uncontested mark. It's played on. Nice bit of power then. A great mark under pressure.
A low kick from Brants. Marks. Kicked by Batchelor. Dropped by Walker. The ball spills to Francis. The ball has gone over the boundary line on the full. The ball goes over the boundary in the pocket. Choose to kick it. Wins the hard ball.
Well, when the Giants were able to mark the ball inside their forward 50 so easily, it's no wonder they're leading this match. Richmond really need to turn up the pressure. Walker gets the loose ball. Walker with the shot. That's a mark. Lining it up with the goal now.
Studley going for number 2.
All clear.
The Giants in front. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Tap to advantage. Scoops up the ball. Ground control to Major Tom. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. The ball is coming back into play. Marriage not even close to getting a hit out. He might have to take a leaf out of the Karate Kid and sweep the knee.
Curry has an elite ability to elevate off the ground. It's a mark. Edwards by hand. Dynamite missing the ball. Loston didn't waste the opportunity. He slams that on the boot. Good mark.
Ma decides to play on. Sends it on its way. Picked up the ball. Sweeping handball. Sends it on its way. Bakes having no trouble taking that one. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. Going for goal number 1. Wow, what a nose for those loose balls. Casanova would have been jealous of that pickup. Curry booting it inside the 50. Approaching the goals now. Studley drives the ball towards goal. The ball goes over the boundary in the pocket. The umpire will throw it in. Neither ruckman giving an inch. Edwards decisively controlled by Prestia, intercepted by Johnston. The kick spins off in the wrong direction, goes wide for a behind. The Giants over Richmond by 70. He'll be looking to spot the player on the burst. Grimes with the mark. Just 2 minutes to go, and the mark will be paid.
The Giants are doing a really good job at finding the free man inside 50. I suspect that's why they're leading the match. Lining it up with the goal now. It's played on. Jones with the kick. Studley claims the ball. Lining it up with the goal now.
Going for goal number 3. Nice kick. They're starting to stamp their dominance on this game. The Giants with a healthy gap on the scoreboard, leading Richmond 82-6. Ruckman awaiting the bounce, and there's the bounce. Edwards with the punch. Prestia with the ball. Marriage gets that out just in time. Ball up in the centre square. Deftly palmed to advantage. Only 90 seconds remaining. Approaching the goals now. Francis going for number 2. Francis with a massive goal. A second goal in the bag. They're starting to stamp their dominance on this game. The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. Methodically, the umpire bounces it beautifully.
Marriage may not be the first guy you'd follow into battle, but you're glad that he's on your team, that's for sure. McNasty has the ball. Passes by hand. Jacks running in now. Studley with the mark.
Don't take too long lining up for goal. Invariably, the mind messes up more shots than the body. He shows the quick hands. Intercepted. Snicks the ball away in time. Batchelor there to mop it up. Gets the loose ball. Walker hammers the ball for goal. A great effort. Studley getting into position for the kick. Played on. Puts boot to ball. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it.
Not much of an angle, should be an almost certain goal.
40 metres out. The ball is thumped towards goal by Edwards. The Giants get a goal. Edwards with his second goal. Greater Western Sydney leads by 88. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Marriage looked about as coordinated as Disney's Goofy. Francis delivers the ball forward. Studley wins the marking contest. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. Greater Western Sydney have scored the last 8 goals. The Giants bite 94. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. The bounce is dead straight.
GWS have just been really well organised and courageous in the centre, and that's why they've been winning the ball. Head down, going for goal. It's through for a point. GWS are in front.
He has a few options. Nice hands. Now this shouldn't be too hard for Jacques. 50 metres from home. That's a goal. What a long kick. The Giants bite 101. And that's the end of the term with Greater Western Sydney 107, Richmond 6.
How you respond to the challenge in the second half will determine what you become after the game, whether you're a winner or a loser.
I've got to say, that's even a better goal the second time around. Richo, how well are these teams performing?
Richmond doing poorly on the scoreboard and have the stats to prove it.
Thanks, Richo. It's half time, which means I can take a breather. The third term is underway.
I'll tell you what, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Johnston hand passes the ball to the runner going past. Carrick with... Curry not wasting time, elects to play on. Lobs the handball. Kicks. And that ball is out of bounds. It'll be tossed in from the boundary. The Ruckman jostle for position. Punched by Edwards. Controlled by Francis. Francis unloads one towards goal. With the ball now. The ball is thumped towards goal by Francis. The Giants with the upper hand in this match, and it shows on the scoreboard, leading 108-6.
Rance has his feet firmly on the ground and is just a great leader around the club. Andrew lining up with the goals. Andrew goes for home. That's a goal.
Replays are great when you can see how talented these guys are at conjuring something out of nothing. Smiles all round. Marriage, leave the pinatas for the kids. Controlled by Johnston. Boots it. And the ball goes out of bounds. The ball going back to the players right now. Just 4 minutes to go. Takes possession. Approaching the goals now. Johnston executes the goal well. That's number 2. This kick has extended their lead. There's one for the time capsule. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Punch by Edwards, takes possession, hand passes. Inside 50 kick by Francis. Great mark over the pack. Studley lines it up. 35 metres out. Studley taking a chance at goal. A magnificent kick right through the middle. That's number 4. This one gives them an even bigger lead. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce.
GWS have just been so dominant in the ruck, and that's been able to give their midfielders so much time and space, and that's why they lead this match. Grimes with the ball. Sending it on its way. The mark will be paid. Puts boot to ball. That's a nice, strong mark.
Shoots off the handball. Webb lacks precision. Marks. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. Studley whacks one on the boot for goal. The ball goes over the line. Puts boot to ball. Jacques claims the ball. Gets boot to leather. I guess it was worth a go. Edwards has been a step and a half too slow all game. Studley hand passes. Yet another possession. Player starting something with the 1-2. Studley thumps the ball for goal. The Giants lead the Tigers 132-6.
The Giants has an abundance of quality mids and small forwards, and they are just running rings around Richmond. They aren't worried about playing on because they know they're probably going to get better shots at goal on the run.
He runs for home. Picked up the ball. Sends it into the open paddock. Johnston is an absolute ball magnet. Score for Greater Western Sydney. Greater Western Sydney leads by 132. The ruck's prepared. The ball is bounced. Big thump from Edwards. Johnston gets the ball. A nice uncontested mark for Grimes.
Well, Richmond have been trying to run with the ball and it doesn't seem to be working for them. They should start trying to find some space and kick the ball forward. A good contested mark there.
Francis, not wasting time, elects to play on. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. Curry kicks. An easy grab for Edwards. Short pass. The bouncing ball is controlled. She's running hot, Richo. Finding the running player. Yet another possession.
One behind.
Greater Western Sydney lead the Tigers by 133.
Rance would have to be one of the most consistent performers in the competition. He's the type of player every coach loves to have in his side. He boots it. A nice contested mark. Lining it up with the goal now. Studley takes a shot. It's on its way. Studley gets a huge goal.
Greater Western Sydney with the ascendancy over the Tigers, leading the match 145-6. I've got to say, that's even a better goal the second time around. The Ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. More bounce than a dodgy check. Edwards with the punch. Controlled by Webb. Kicks to the square. A solid mark from McNasty. Played on.
That's play on.
Kicks it. No contest for that mark. Slams it on the boot. A favourable bounce. Gets boot to leather. Francis gets the upper hand. Boots it. Takes that one strongly.
McNasty's got an amazing vertical leap. Sending it on its way. That's a mark. Studley with handball. Webb kicks for goal. Great move to be able to work into an uncontested position. Lining it up with the goal now.
Jacques getting accustomed to kicking goals. Greater Western Sydney in front. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Marriage without a touch, the clearance by Edwards. Clean hands with a difficult bouncing ball. Chip kick along the wing.
That's play on.
Kicks it across the ground.
Free kick.
What did they used to say at school? Butterfingers lets it drop.
Advantage.
No, that's just giving the ball away. Edwards taking a chance at goal. Over the top of the pack. Andrew just gauging which way that wind is blowing. Going for goal number 3. Chalk up a goal for Greater Western Sydney. Andrew with that kick has increased the lead. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Edwards really gets onto this one. Johnston feeds it wide. The Tigers with a lot to think about as they trail by 151.
Richmond will be pretty happy to go into the huddle and regroup.
Anything stands out there, Richo, with the stats?
Scoreboard looks good. Stats look good. GWS is looking good from all angles.
Hadn't thought of it quite like that, Richo. The final quarter, and it should be most enjoyable.
Never let your head hang down. Never give up and sit down and grieve. Find another way.
Nice contest. kicks. Scoops up the bouncing ball. Misses the goal and goes through for a behind. If this game were being played on water, Greater Western Sydney would be walking on
Play
it.
on.
Rance with a clinical drop punt. And the ball goes over the boundary near the 50. The throw is accurate.
Andrew has the football, sending it on its way. He gathers up the intercepted ball. Ching with the shot. The Giants get the goal.
That could be the final nail in the coffin. The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. The umpire has bounced the ball. Jacques directs it down. Walker puts it on the boot. Dynamite marks.
Mark.
Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. Going for goal number 1. That ball's
All
travelling.
clear.
The Giants are nailing the coffin shut. A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the Ruckman unleash. Punch by Jacques. A low kick from Walker. A nice running
on.
mark. Boots it. Ching has it.
The Giants are gaining a lot of the advantage through some smart kicks and even better marks inside their forward 50. Great move to be able to work into an uncontested position. Studley shanks it.
Almost a touch of synchronized swimming about that mark, minus the peg. 20 metres from home, 25 metres out. Dynamite bad disposal, goes wide for a behind.
Point.
If this game were being played on water, Greater Western Sydney would be walking on it. Gets boot to leather. Andrew marks.
Play on.
Andrew drives the ball towards goal. That could be the final nail in the coffin.
The Giants has an abundance of quality mids and small forwards, and they are just running rings around. The Tigers, they aren't worried about playing on because they know they're probably going to get better shots at goal on the run.
The Ruckman. Bounce goes the ball. Marriage without a touch. The clearance by Jacques. Casanova would have been jealous of that pickup. Green hand passes it. Velvet Sledgehammer approaching home now. That shot wasn't meant to hit the fan. Out of bounds near the goal. Rance puts the ball in the hands of fate. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. 40 metres out. Going for goal number 1. It's in the air. Jones scores with a beautiful kick. This kick has extended their lead. That could be the final nail in the coffin. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Jacques thumps it forward. Able to grab it on the half volley. Velvet Sledgehammer onto the ball. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic.
Well, the Giants have managed to rack up a big number of marks. It's easy to see why they're leading this match. Lining it up with the goal now. Ching puts his boot on it. Good mark.
That's a mark.
Booted by Candyman. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. Cochin kicks it to the square. A good mark under the circumstances. Lobs the handball. Kicked by Jacques. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. Sends the ball into the 50. McNasty marks. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. McNasty takes aim for
All
goals.
clear.
The Giants are in control of this game. All is in readiness. Look at that bounce. Big thump from Jacques. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic. Strong mark. Jones taking aim. Lucky bounce collected. Puts boot to ball. A big run to take that mark. Punishing kick from Walker. The mark is taken by Studley. 40 metres out.
An elite footballer should slot this every time, Dennis.
45 metres out. Studley steers the ball towards goal. Studley goes goalward. It's true. A 7th goal. That's incredible.
GWS has an abundance of quality mids and small forwards, and they are just running rings around. The Tigers, they aren't worried about playing on because they know they're probably going to get better shots at goal on the run.
The Ruckmen steel themselves before the bounce. Nice bounce. Jacques with the tap. Gains possession. Takes it well. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. Sends it on its way. And the ball goes over the boundary line, close to goal. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. Hunt kicks it forward. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it.
Webb pops to play on. Sending it on its way. The mark will be paid. Jacques lining up with the goals.
Looking for another goal here. It's in the air. That was a huge kick.
clear.
Malcolm Blight would be happy with that one. This lead getting bigger now. The kick is about as straight as a shopping trolley, and it's a goal. The Ruckmen steel themselves before the bounce. More bounce than a dodgy check. Jacques directs it down. Jams it on the boot. No contest for that mark. A monster kick will be required from here. The kick from almost straight in front of the goals. Studley going for number 8. I can't believe it carried the distance. That's a great goal. Studley with 8 on the board. What a star. This kick stretches the lead. The replay capturing everyone's attention. What a goal. All is in readiness. There's the bounce. Palms it down nicely. Gains possession. Thumps the pigskin. Nice hands. Jones lines it up. Kicking from about a 30-degree angle here. Strong mark. Johnston keeping it low. Wins the hard ball. Lining up the goal now. Kicked by Jacques. The ball crosses the boundary.
Over it. Out of bounds.
That's a massive kick. Scoops up the ball. Thumps the pigskin. Jones claims it. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. A magnificent kick right through the middle. Jones making the lead bigger. The kick is about as straight as a shopping trolley, and it's a goal. Listen, here's the thing. This game was over before it began, and I don't think there's anything further I can add that will shed light on this outcome. Very one-sided. Richard, did you enjoy the matchup between Greater Western Sydney and Richmond?
In this business, I reckon winning is everything. The only ones who remember when you lose are your wife and your dog. Hopefully for their sake, they recognise them when they get home.
That's a unique spin on things, Richard. Final score stands for Greater Western Sydney 2-13, Tigers 6. Thanks for joining us as always. It's been a pleasure. We look forward to seeing you back soon.
Well, there's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound